we are going to be talking about scholarship and the funding opportunities available here at University Mohammed VI Polytechnic. We're going to be talking about how applicants can explore and navigate their way through the scholarship applications, things applicants need to know, and common mistakes made by people that, that will put their scholarship into jeopardy. And we have our speakers here today that will be taking us through things that we need to know how to document our scholarship application and other things. Before I move further, I would like to introduce my speakers for today. And I have Scholar Christiana, who we all know as African Lady, on the webinar today. Scholar Christiana, can you please introduce yourself?
Oh, thank you so much, Moshid, for that. Like you've rightly mentioned, my name is Christiana. I'm from Oyo State, particularly Badon and Ogbomoso. Yeah, so I studied Masters in Collective Intelligence. I can use the word studied because more or less like we are done. Yeah, so and recently I got admitted into a PhD in Canada. Yeah, so I've been working for the past 2 years as the outreach country ambassador for Nigeria, which is why we've been having like series of interactions. Some of you might have gotten my emails, my text message, my calls. Yeah, so I was all alone doing this last year, but this time around I decided to like collectively involve other scholars, most especially the current students, so that they can give you the latest information. Thank you so much. Moshid, you are muted.
Thank you so much, Scholar Christiana, our African Lady. I would like to call on Scholar Aqua Yibuanana. Please, Scholar Aqua, can you please introduce yourself briefly?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Akwa Yeboah. I'm a Nigerian Ghanaian, and I have a bachelor's degree in political science. And I'm currently studying collective intelligence at the School of Collective Intelligence here in UM6P. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Scholar Aqua, for the brief introduction. Now I'll be calling on our other scholar, Scholar Weya. Scholar Weya, please kindly introduce yourself briefly.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Royal Mukocha. So I'm currently a master's student in green buildings and energy efficiency at the School of Architecture. Nice to meet you.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you so much, Scholar Weya, for the brief introduction. Now we'll be diving into the purpose of our webinar for today. As I've said earlier, the purpose of today's webinar is to talk about the scholarships and funding opportunities made available here in University Mohammed VI Polytechnic. And sorry, I needed to mute the other
Tijani, can you please mute your mic?
I've already done that. So we'll be talking about the different scholarships made available. We have Excellent Scholarship. We have the Tag Dev Scholarship by MasterCard. And we also have Social School Scholarship. We're going to be talking about the benefits of these different scholarships, how candidates and applicants can apply for them, things that they need to do to ensure an effective application. And we're going to talk about the eligibility criteria and selection process of these scholarships and the application process of this scholarship, tips to strengthen students' application for this scholarship. We'll be talking about common mistakes that should be avoided and how to tailor your application and towards the needs of the school and how to ensure you avoid any errors during the process of the application of the scholarship. Moving on forward, I will be calling on Scholar Christiana to talk about excellent scholarship. Scholar Christiana, what is excellent scholarship and what are the benefits and applicants and admitted stand to gain from this scholarship?
I'm muted. Thank you so much, Moshood, for that. Yeah, excellent scholarship is a form of scholarship that comes directly from the various departments. For example, from the School of Collective Intelligence, instead of your scholarship coming from a different body, it will come from the School of Collective Intelligence. And this depends on your performance during the entrance exam. Number one, they review your documents, and that's for example, somebody with a first class might be rated over somebody with second class or par, and co. And from my observation, I have seen in some cohorts, not in all cohorts, some cohorts, especially most Nigerians that are admitted, they have very good grade. I don't want to limit the good grade to just first class, because there are some second class graduates that also have a good grade in other aspects. So if you're not rated high in document, you might be rated high in other aspects. For example, you might have relevant work experience, because like you submitted your CV to, your CV is also being ranked. Your motivation letter is being ranked. Your entrance exam, that's your English exam, your departmental exam, your interview are being scored. So they will sum up all this score and take the average. After taking the average, they will now rank all the applicants. That is when some people will receive what we call in Nigerian community, what we call love letter. That is a rejection letter. While some receive acceptance letter. So for excellent scholarship, those that are depending on the department funding, those that are ranked maybe the first 5 or first 6 or first whatever, depending on funding that such departments have, are being given some percentage. Like the person with the highest rank has higher percentage than the person with the second rank second. Second has is having higher percentage than the third than the fourth, like that. Like during my time, I got excellent scholarship, and that was like 50%. So when I was called by the School of Collective Intelligence, oh, congratulations, Christina, you have been awarded an excellent scholarship based on your performance. So they told me the percentage. After that, they now told me this is the percentage. The remaining percentage will come from the other scholarship, which Roya is going to talk about. So somebody with any form of scholarship, everything cannot go beyond 100. Even if you have excellent scholarship of 100, it shows that the social scholarship goes to others so that this fund can go round and nobody is cheated. So you are having excellent scholarship doesn't mean that you are going to earn above some people, but it's just like a form of this thing that you can always include in your CV, you can include in future motivation letter, you can always talk about it. It's just a form of recognition. So that is mainly what excellent scholarship is about. So why are we telling you this time around? We are telling you so that you can pay attention to everything. Like a lot of people have sent me their motivation letter. I'm so happy with this current applicant than Moshood said, because like the motivation letter I'm seeing from, I don't know if they are written by ChatGPT or not, but like what I'm seeing from this current set, they seems to be well written. Well written. People really pay attention to what they write there. So I didn't really need to correct much, though some people
Still need
wrote, but
correction. Okay.
yeah. So you need to pay attention to your motivation letter, to your CV. Most especially if you know that you don't have good grade, you can try and use your CV, your motivation letter to be ranked high,
to balance the grade.
to balance it. Then yeah, I know my time is off. And also for exam and interview.
Thank you so much, African lady, for that. I'm still going to call you. I believe we heard everything she said and all the benefits she mentioned about the excellence scholarship, what applicants stand to gain at the end of and after getting the scholarship, and every other things need to know. And actually, before going further, I would like to remind us that the application is still open. The deadline is fast approaching, actually. The deadline is on April 15. So I would want all applicants to put this in mind and to ensure they prepare their documents and make sure they put enough efforts into the likes of the documents they need for the application, the motivation letter, the recommendation letter, and other documents needed for application. And by the way, before this particular webinar session, previous webinars have been taking place, and then our scholars have taken us through them, where they discussed about various programs we have at University Mohammed VI Polytechnic, and programs offered in schools like African Business School and School of Collective Intelligence. And we have programs such as Collective Intelligence, Master in Collective Intelligence, and Master in International Management, Masters in Agri-Business Innovation, and of course, Masters in Financial Engineering. So applicants can apply to more than one program. This enables them to stand a very good chance of being given admission. So you can select multiple programs to apply for. And now I would like to call on Scholar Yubwa to tell us about what TagDev scholarship entails, scholarship provided by MasterCard, the benefits of this scholarship, and what the applicants need to know. Scholar Yubwa.
Moshood, can you hear me? Moshood, can you hear me, please? Confirm.
Yes, we can hear you.
Moshood. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for that confirmation. I just wanted to be sure. Good evening, everyone. Once again, my name is Yeboah. I don't know why Moshood is calling me scholar.
You are a scholar, my yoga. Good evening, Yeboah. Scholar Yeboah.
Yes, thank you so much. You can call me my name without the scholar tag. So once again, my name is Yeboah, and I'm happy to be speaking with you all this evening. And today I'll be presenting the Tag Dev Scholarship, which is funded by the MasterCard Foundation in collaboration with the Regional Universities Forum for Capacity Building in Agriculture. It's called Roof Forum. So it's like a 10-year plan that is being done in partnership with other universities. I think about 12 universities in Africa, and UM6P is one of those universities where this program is going. And basically, it's focused on transforming African agricultural universities so that they can meaningfully contribute to Africa's growth and development. So that's the full meaning of TAG, transforming African agricultural universities to meaningfully contribute to Africa's growth and development. So TAGDEV 2.0. This scholarship is like I said, is applicable to other universities across Africa too. And in Morocco, they are partnering only with the Mohammed VI Polytechnic University. And this program is eligible, this scholarship is applicable only for two programs, the Masters in Agribusiness Innovation and the Master of Collective Intelligence. So if you're applying to agribusiness innovation or collective intelligence, it means that you are eligible to get this scholarship. So what's the eligibility criteria? Now, this is quite tricky, and I know you guys are very interested in this, but is there anyone that is currently living in Nigeria, a Nigerian that is currently living in Morocco on this call? Just raise your hand. Is there anybody like that? A Nigerian foreigner that's currently living in Morocco? Okay,
Is there any
there's
Nigerian
nobody.
currently living in Morocco right now? Okay, we have someone. We have Ahmad.
Okay.
We have Ahmad.
Okay, there's one, Ahmad.
So I think it is only Ahmad.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'll get to the eligibility criteria now. So the eligibility criteria is very simple. It means that you must be a Moroccan citizen or you are a foreign resident who lives in Morocco. So if you're living outside of Morocco, you're not eligible for this scholarship. And the application process is different from the UM6P application process. So I'm going to delve into that as we go on. So, and if you're a student and you currently have a scholarship and you are living in Morocco, you are not eligible to benefit from these two. And basically, I think one of the criteria they're also looking at is that you must be from an economically disadvantaged or marginalized community, or if you come from an area where conflict has happened before, that gives you an advantage to get the scholarship. And then it goes without saying that you must have a bachelor's degree, but the catch is that your bachelor's degree must have been gotten 2 years before now. It must not be more than 2 years ago. Yes.
You mean hello, sorry to interrupt. You mean applicants must have finished on the institution by like 2 years ago before they can apply, right?
No, if you finish your bachelor's degree more than 2 years ago, you're not eligible to apply. So if you've recently finished your bachelor's degree like 2 years before this year, you're eligible to apply. Do you understand?
Yeah, clear.
Yes, but if it's more than 2 years, if your bachelor's degree is more than 2 years old, you're not eligible to apply. Yeah, so that's it. So then, like I said, the application process is different from the UM6P application process. So I am going to share the link to the website where you can apply for this Tag Dev scholarship. And you must also apply for admission into UM6P concurrently. So as you are doing your Tag Dev scholarship, you're also doing your UM6P application. And one of the things they are looking out for in eligible, participant or scholarship recipient is that you must be very interested in agriculture, agribusiness, or innovation, or entrepreneurship, things like that. And you must have very, very strong academic record. So basically what they are saying is you must have a 2-1 or first class. That's what they are asking you. But I don't think that should be a barrier. I mean, if you meet the other criteria, And even if you don't meet the academic record criteria, you should still shoot your shot. And you must also show strong leadership ability through your involvement in community service, extracurricular activities, or leadership roles in various activities. Like you must have been volunteering or hold leadership position before. I guess if you're a student leader or you are a leader in a students club or something, you have an advantage. And the scholarship covers your tuition, your research. So if you're studying, because it's a master scholarship and you're doing research, it will cover for the cost of your research. Maybe you want to go and gather data in Nigeria, they'll pay for that. And then it also covers workshop and conferences. So for instance, you want to attend conferences in another country, they would sponsor that. And it also covers your living expenses. They'll give you a stipend and they'll also pay for your accommodation or hostel. And since it's sponsored by MasterCard typically gives every scholar a laptop. So you also get a laptop. And according to what they said, you're also going to get internship attachment. If you get this scholarship, it means that your internship placement is sure, because all the master's program in UM6P, if you're doing a master's program in UM6P, you're supposed to do like a 6-month internship at the end of your before the end of your program. Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
So what they expect from you, what they expect from you after this master's, after this whole master's degree, is that you will become a high achiever, become a highly engaging and focused graduate that is looking to transform Africa in the agricultural sector, either by working for corporate organizations or by setting up your own business. That's what they expect from you. And
Okay.
the deadline,
Um,
just to
okay.
emphasize, the deadline, just wait, Moshood, I know my time is up. Just wait. The deadline is 1st of April 2025. The deadline for application into UM6P is 15th of April. So it means that this tag dev scholarship deadline is shorter than the one for UM6P application. So if you're interested, do well to apply on time. I'm going to send the link into the chat box, and I'm also going to share a document into the general WhatsApp group. So if you're there, you likely get it. And that's it for me. Thank you so much for listening to my rantings.
Thank you so much, Yeboah. I'm still going to call you to walk us through some other benefits and some other things that has to do with this tag dev scholarship by MasterCard. But before then, I would like to tell our participant that questions will be attended to at the end of this webinar, and so we can take note of our questions. So our speakers in the house will attend to them well defined and accurately. So moving on, I'll be calling on Scholar Ria. Are you in the house?
Yeah.
Okay. So please, I would like to ask you, what does social school scholarship mean, and what are the benefits of this scholarship? What do the applicants stand to gain if they gain this scholarship? So can you just briefly take us through the things that this scholarship encompasses?
Okay. So as African Lead Christian has said, basically after you apply for the admission and you get it, you get offered the chance to apply for the social scholarship. So most people get the student scholarship, like she said, is kind of automatic based on how you perform in the exams and stuff like that. But then for the social scholarship, this one is available for every student in UM6P. So basically, you apply for it and then you get a chance of having a percentage out of it. So probably can have 100, some might not get up to 100. And then this, okay, I should have the document here. It's more like a form. I don't know if I should share this document now or I should leave it for later. But then it's more like a form that you fill, and then you have to provide documents to back up whatever you fill here.
Yeah, we can leave that for later. We will communicate when we are going to be sharing the documents.
Okay, so basically this scholarship, it can either, like I said, partially or totally cover your tuition fees, accommodation, feeding, everything like that. And then is eligible for mainly for students that their family or their sponsors don't have the economical backing to pay for their schooling activities and all. So let's say your family or the family of an applicant, they're all like the parents are retired or the parents are dead or they're in some sort of geographical distance that limits resources to arrive to them, stuff like that. So you're eligible for the social scholarship. So the benefit is, in case you missed the previous scholarship mentioned, you missed the excellent one, and then you're not applying for anything concerning agriculture, you still have the chance of having a scholarship that can fund you throughout your stay into school. So maybe after like the whole section, when we have questions, I'll show the form, and then I'm gonna give the documents. Most of the documents I'm gonna need, but then you have to understand that each document that you provide or everything that you put on this form has to be legalized. When we legalize, you have to take it to the court, and then the court will have to sign and stamp on it to show that this is an authentic document. So let's say you forge something, for example, and then they find out that it was forged, automatically that you're not going to get any scholarship. I'm pretty sure it's going to also affect your admission and everything. So I'll go into more details later in the call.
Okay, thank you so much for your input and for the well-structured details of what the social school scholarship mean and what it entails. So this social school scholarship is basically the scholarship applicants stand to gain if they have been admitted. So it now depends on the percentage you are given by the school. But this still boils down to the fact that you have to make sure you put enough effort into making sure you are given the admission, and by putting efforts in writing your motivational letter to be very compelling and well structured, and you have to make sure you get your recommendation letter, maybe probably from your professor, or if it is going to be professional recommendation letter, it could just be just one out of the two letters required, and you have to make sure you do all these things effectively and diligently. So now I will be calling on African Lady to walk us through the application process and the key deadlines and involved in excellence scholarship. And adding up to that, African Lady will be giving us the tips needed by the applicants to strengthen their application and what they need to do and common mistakes they should avoid, and how they should tailor the letter to best stand a chance of getting admission, and step-by-step guide to applying for this scholarship application. Thank you, African Lady.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again, Scholar, let me use your word, Scholar Moshood. Yeah, so you're talking about deadline first, right? Sorry, I'm a sequential person, so I like taking things one after the other.
Yes, deadline first. We appreciate if you talk about deadline first. Deadline is important.
Okay. All the scholarship mentioned, aside the one that Yeboah mentioned, because that is like the most recent scholarship coming into UM6P. It was not there as at last year for the current Master 1 students, and it was not there during our own time too. Yeah, so for the excellent scholarship and social scholarship, basically admission first, because like some people on the WhatsApp will say they are applying for scholarship. You are applying for admission first. The criteria for those two scholarship, excellent scholarship and social scholarship, is admission. When you're admitted, then they will start caring about your survival. So because now there's always like a large pool of applicants, most especially from Nigeria. So you don't want to waste time on those that will not be admitted. You have to be admitted first. Then they will, just like how Roya mentioned, I think that part should be for Roya, because like the excellent scholarship doesn't require a separate application. is this social scholarship that will require you to upload some documents for them to see the percentage that you are qualified for. But for the excellence scholarship, it's being determined during your evaluation. That's evaluation of your documents, that's your transcript, your certificate, your CV, your motivation letter, your entrance exams, because it can be maybe two or one, and your interview. So after that, they rank you, then tell you, congratulations, you have been accepted. Then if you have like the excellence scholarship, they tell you excellence scholarship can be useful. Like something happened for the current M1s. Master in International Management eventually did not give any of their applicants from some country like Nigeria 100%. They gave them about 85% for social scholarship. What some of them, I think almost all of them, had a form of adding it up. That's like they got a certain percentage for the excellence scholarship. I remember one got about 25. So 85 from social scholarship, then 25 from excellence scholarship. They rounded it down to 100%. You know, that is how him was able to balance up his own what do they call it. So basically that is that. What else again do you ask me to talk about, please?
Yeah, I asked you to talk about the tips you can give the applicants to better tailor their application towards how they can be given the scholarship.
Yeah, like I mentioned previously, the only thing is like me, I like covering all sorry, Yoruba, so we don't really have age. Yeah, so so that because you don't know what will rank you very high. It might be like in my case, I think I was ranked second. A Moroccan was first, I was second, a Ghanaian was third, then I think Moroccan sector, then Ghanaian fourth. It was somebody that discovered that, but like we're able to also know from the percentage they gave us. So left for me, I'm not good at talking, but I'm good at writing. So and in academic, writing can help you more than maybe presentation at times. You understand? So my motivation letter, I sat down and wrote it properly. I have good grades. I had my national diploma. I was the best graduating student. My undergraduate, I was the best graduating student. So those two first class. Then I was rounding up my master's that time. I added that too. No, I didn't have the document, but I added the fact that in my motivation letter that I was talking my master's then and explain why I need this other master's. So my document then in the industry too, I started working very early I started working immediately after my ND, that's before my bachelor's. I started working as a software developer and I quickly got into management right from my first month of working. So I have worked as manager of this, this of that, and that, and that. So all those ones have in my CV. Even for my PhD admission, my supervisor said, you have a good CV. So, but you don't need to request for my CV because I sent some people last this year and they felt so intimidated. So you don't need, I have a lot of publications too. That is also a good distance. So you can put, like, it might not necessarily be a peer reviewed because this is master's, is not PhD admission. It might not necessarily be a peer reviewed publication. It might be some form of blog, like some things that you posted on Medium, some some educational stuff. You understand? You can like put them, reference them, and go on your CV and prepare for your exam. I might didn't do well in exam. I believe so, but nobody told me that because I was having a headache and I don't behave well. I don't write well when I'm having a headache during the exam. And we only did the exam for 4 minutes. We didn't even know that it's just 1 page for the SCI then. But for the interview, I worked on my presentations. That time I was not yet good with talking. So I practiced. Then I didn't have to like lie. When I told them I was already writing machine learning code model, somebody that was interviewing me is an expert in that. He asked me the libraries I was using. I told him all the library, PyTorch and Co. So I saw them nodding their head. Then I mentioned like professors that I found very interesting, Professor Streetland. I saw how the other interviewer was smiling and nodding her head. So that gave me confidence to even like keep saying stuff, and I saw the happiness in them. So I believe all those ones were part of what ranked me very high. Thank you.
Thank you so much, African lady. Thanks for the tips and your contributions. And she has said it all, and she talked about vast experiences and the way she applied during her own time. And I believe the applicant can tap one or two ideas from there. You have to make sure you don't lie. Whatever you can do, you put it down in your motivation letter. So because it will get to the interview stage whereby you'll be asked, we found it in your motivation letter that you wrote here that you can do this, you can do that. If you're asked, will you be able to defend yourself? Will you be able to repeat what you had in the letter? Because as earlier mentioned, the stages during the application of admission include the screening stage whereby you will submit all your documents and your motivation letter and the recommendation letter and your other school certificates. And after that, if you are being promoted to the next stage, where you will have your aptitude test, and so the performance will be graded, and you will then be promoted to the interview stage, which is the final stage, where later you will be sent a message whether you've been given admission and offered scholarship or not. So this still circles around applicants giving their best, doing their application, because all these things work together, and whatever you have, you think can strengthen your application, put it there. Whatever you do, maybe you had any industry experience, maybe you've been to polytechnic before you went to university, you have to add up these things in your motivation letter just to strengthen your chances of being given admission. So now I will call on Mr. Aruya to talk about the more tips, that applicants can adopt to strengthen and their application and other things that are needed to know. Mr. Aruya, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Wait, just to be clear, do I give every detail, or are you gonna come in next time for something?
Yeah, I would like you to give all the details this time around.
Okay, so I think I'll just show the form while I explain. So the form is not really like detailed. It's detailed, but like didn't mention every document. So if I remember any document that is not mentioned, then I'm just going to talk about it and then how to go about getting it. I think you have to permit me to share my screen, Moshood.
Okay. Hold on, let me do that.
Yeah, then we are not seeing you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've not started. But you're seeing me, right?
No, or maybe it's my network. I'm not seeing you.
No, he's about to just give me the.
Can you try to share your screen, Aruya?
Yeah, I'm trying, but I can't.
Yeah, but you're using your UM6P email, right?
Yeah, so you should be able to share your screen.
Okay. You know what? I'll send the document to you, Moshood, and then you just share it.
Okay. Okay. So I can see in the chat box that questions are being asked. As I've said earlier, all these questions will be attended to after the discussion.
You can open it.
Okay.
But then, so as the plan lady said, the social scholarship just like the excellence scholarship, but then the sum of everything is going to still be 100%. So in case someone has, let's say, have 100% on the excellence scholarship, and then you still have 100% on the social scholarship, you'll just be given a sum of 100% to cover everything. I think it's just for fairness, because no one can have 200%. So, like I said, the evaluation for this is based on the economic background of your family, or maybe the guardian. And for everything that they ask, like every part of this form, there's also a supporting document, and the document has to be legalized in the court, or okay, for those here in Morocco, you already know where we legalize things, and then it also has to be signed. So don't ask me deadline. For the deadline for the scholarship, for now it has not yet been communicated, but then I think during my time it was just around May, I think end of May, to apply for this. So you just immediately apply for the school, and then you get admission. They will send you the link for the social scholarship, and then everyone starts applying. Have you opened the documents? Mujud, I think you're muted.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Just give me a second, please. I'm having an issue opening the documents. I don't know why. I think it has crashed or something.
Is what?
I mean, the document is not opening here. Okay, so you sent me two documents, right?
Yes.
I'm only able to open the second one. The first one is not opening.
Let me see.
It's telling me something is.
Yeah, so the first one is the form. You can open the first one.
So what?
The first one is like
can I say something? Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think we've spent over 7 minutes trying to share this
Okay,
document.
okay.
Why don't we just share it in the group?
Yes,
we can save time.
It is open now. It is open now. So you can, let me just share my screen and you go ahead and talk about the document.
Abdullah Aziz.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically this document here is for the rules. Were you able to open the second one? The other document?
Yes. The second one is here.
Yeah, yes, just show the other one first.
Okay.
All right, so basically when you get to when you get the link to go to the site for this for the scholarship, to first send you this document, the one for the form, no, the other form. Yeah. So, like I said, I tried to highlight some of the important warnings in the document. So, what I said before, like the document, the scholarship is available for people who their families or their friends or their sponsors cannot fund them. And then for each document, so let's say you said your father earns let's say 1,000 dirham every month. You have to show maybe he's working his payment slip and then his taxes, everything to show that okay, he actually earns 1,000 dirhams every month. And then when we're talking about his earning, they're referring to both maybe he has lands, properties, everything. They'll sum everything up, and then that will be part of his total earning. So basically, in the form, if you go to the fourth page, the previous page is just general information about your family. If your parents are alive, your parents are dead, who is your guardian, and your name, address, and everything. On the fourth page, to ask for your siblings. So the siblings under 23 years old, you have to list your siblings. And then, like I said, for this, there's also a document that you have to provide from Nigeria that shows that, okay, everyone I listed here is actually my sibling. So I think the aim of this is just to know how many mouths whoever your guardian is has to feed. So I guess that's the reason for that. And then disability is also a criteria that they use to give the scholarship. So if you're disabled or there's someone in the family that's disabled, you have to also mention it and provide documents to show. So that means for some people it's going to be different. So probably for someone that has one parent alive, it's going to be different from someone that has both parents dead, or if all your parents are alive, it's going to be different. Even in the case where no one is working or everyone is working in your family, so you have to show the whoever is going to use for your guide. You have to show documents to prove okay, this is what they earn in total. And now, I'm not going to try to say something negative about Nigeria, but then for most times we always find a way to solve things, to forge things.
Mr. Ria, I think we all understand what the purpose the social school scholarship stand for and the benefits applicants stand to gain in this scholarship. It's about this scholarship enables you to explain the situation of your family if you have any challenges in your family, and this will make the school to award you some benefits that some other people might not be able to get. So do you want to briefly take us through the second document?
Yes, so we can go to the second document. The second document basically is just the rules that you're given. It's basically just telling people, okay, we're going to share this document to the group because it's not just for the social scholarships, it's also for the excellent one. So there they made mention of some of the documents you have to provide, and then each rule that you have to follow. So for example, if you don't put your documents on time and then they close the portal, they have the right to not examine your documents. In fact, they won't examine your documents. And then if they find any form of forgery or lies in your documents, they also have the right to not go forward with it.
Okay.
So and then for the signatures, if you forge a signature, because every year, this is more important. Every year you have to kind of give an updated version of these documents. The reason is because probably someone applied in his first year and he had like full funding from his parents and he had a scholarship. In the case, maybe after a year he loses one of his parents or something, he has the right to reapply just to give them an update. Or maybe you had 80%. This is also applicable for the first year students now, people in first year master. If you have 80%, you can also apply again for this like second year, just in case you want to change, or maybe in case there's something that changed in your family background. So you also have the right to change it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Ria.
One more thing.
Okay.
While we share these documents to the group, it doesn't mean you should submit this one. This one is for 2022. This is my own document, so no one should submit
just
this
explain what the document contains.
Exactly.
For you guys to have the knowledge of what this document is all about and what you can use this document to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Ria. So now I believe we've covered almost every aspect of the whole webinar session for today. So I'll be calling on Yibua. Yibua, are you there?
Yes, boss.
Yibua, please, can you briefly explain the connection between social school scholarship and excellence scholarship? I mean, these two scholarships, can you just give us a brief explanation on the connection that happens between the two?
Thank you so much, Mushud, for that very interesting question. But I was thinking Christina would be in a better position to explain this, but it's fine. Thanks for putting me on the spot. It's such a pleasure to talk to you guys again. Seems you enjoy hearing my voice.
As my senior colleague now.
So, so here's it. The social scholarship basically covers 100% of your tuition, accommodation, and a small stipend for I would say it's supposed to be for feeding, but you could also use it for your living allowance. You get that's how much your social scholarship covers. I think the excellence scholarship is about 15% of 5 or 15% of tuition. I'm not quite sure because I'm not privy to the details. And you can concurrently hold both a social scholarship and excellence scholarship. I think there's a senior colleague on the Christina says there's a senior colleague on the call. I don't know whether that senior colleague has idea about this and can explain it better, but to the best of my understanding, right? You can hold it, you can hold the social scholarship and the excellence scholarship concurrently. And the excellence scholarship is mainly for the top 2 or top 3 candidates, I guess. And then the social scholarship is mainly for anybody who cannot afford the fees. The fees in UM6P is quite high. Unless your dad is $10, I guess you'll be able to afford it. But if your dad is just like my dad, if not $10, I guess you will be applying for the social scholarship that covers your tuition, your accommodation, and a small stipend for your living allowance. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much, Moshood.
Yeah,
you are the best.
Thank you very much, Yeboah. And Scholar Christiana, they actually asked this question because I believe many of the applicants will be like, if I get a scholarship, I might not be entitled to the other scholarship, and maybe one scholarship will affect the other. That's why I actually wanted us to shed light on the connection between these scholarships, and if applicants can possibly hold these scholarships at the same time, I mean, concurrently. So I believe Yeboah has, said things about it, what we need to know. So I'll just try to call on Scholar Christiana to just try to buttress the points.
Thank you once again. If you have been following me, I said one scholarship doesn't affect the other. They only complement one another. You understand? So, but the end goal is that no matter how many scholarship you have, because like now you see that this year a scholarship is coming from MasterCard. If you have 100% from MasterCard, you will not have social scholarship. It will go to others. Even if you have excellent scholarship. Okay, let me put it like this. Let's assume MasterCard decides to give you 40%. You did well in entrance exam and you have 50%. Social scholarship, we wait until all the results of these two scholarships and see, oh, you are entitled to social scholarship too, but you can't go above 100%. So we had up the 10%. That doesn't mean that you only want 10%, but UM6P, one thing UM6P do is that being fair to everybody. So there is no form of favorism. They favor this person more than this person. Your scholarship can never go beyond 100%. You can only have like additional things as MasterCard are having, just as Yeboah mentioned. In fact, this information I'm just learning from him as he mentioned them. I only heard about scholarship briefly when we went for orientation. So that is that about that. I think applicants from Nigeria, you don't need to bother yourself about the percentage of the scholarship. Why we are bringing this webinar to you earlier is like you not making mistake on your motivation letter, on the right words to use, because what you are doing now, you are applying for admission, not scholarship. I have forwarded a message to the IT team, and they said, and the student wrote scholarship, my scholarship application. The thing were like, does this person know that he or she is applying for admission? It's after admission. Criteria for all this scholarship is admission letter. Is after all this admission that you now have scholarship being awarded to you, and everybody being admitted will be given scholarship, except if maybe for the social scholarship you are unable to provide, because like during our assess, some people were admitted, they were unable to provide the document requested before the deadline, so they could not meet up. So, but nothing like maybe some people will not be given scholarship. People will be given scholarship, except if your parent can afford it. Like the current M1, one of the lady did not have 100%. From the statement submitted, appearance statement submitted, it shows that they have some level of wealth in their family. So when you are given a certain, let's say for example, somebody might say that I was given 98% and me I was given a total of 100%. The only difference between our what we receive is just about 100 dirham. That's in my stipend. It did not affect his school fees. It did not affect his the payment for his house rent. It did not affect this thing. It's just 100 dirham that is like the difference between our stipend. So all the scholarship that we are mentioning, what does it cover? It covers your school fees. I don't even know how much they are paying for my school fees, because they are the one paying it. It covers house rent. It's not that it's just how much they are paying for house rent monthly, because I'm not doing my internship in Morocco. I checked out and so they have to reimburse me the housing payment. So it's the only thing I know is just my stipend. That will pay over like a year. You understand? So so you don't need to worry yourself about, oh, I'll not get so this thing. I know that we don't have Dangote or $10 children applying to UM6P, so definitely you
We never can be
have
sure. That might be children of Dangote or Todola in the midst.
or maybe
Maybe.
you're the Dangote of tomorrow and your kids will say, oh, my father finished from UM6P, let me go to UM6P. Good. And
Yeah.
the way UM6P is growing too is attracting people from Europe and
Yes, that's so true. That's so true. That's so true. Thank you so much, Scholar Christiana, on the shedding light
sorry, the
on
senior colleagues that he said is Faith. I think he might have some information, most especially regarding motivation
okay,
letter
okay.
being.
Okay. My senior colleague, sorry not to introduce you earlier. I thought you were not in the house when I started the session. So I would like to call on my senior colleague, my most senior colleague, and Professor Faith Adeolua.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for
Good evening, sir.
to talk. Yeah, well, my seniors have said everything. They've said it all, and I've been dropping some some suggestions and comments in the chat too, so would take time to go through some of the ideas or insights dropped in the chat box. And Scholar Ibuato has been replying a few messages in the chat. So I think any other questions or any other concerns can be raised in the group, and after some time, someone will definitely reply. So,
okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we leave the floor to questions. We just take maybe 1 or 2 questions because I see people have already asked questions in the chat box. So if anybody still have one or 2 questions to ask, please endeavor to ask your question now. Thank you. If you have any questions to ask, you can notify by raising your hand. Okay, I think I can see some people raising their hands. Are we on modes? And everybody now and allow them to ask questions. Hello, Yeboah. Yeboah. Hello, Yeboah.
Yes, I'm on the call.
Can you please help me on the modes on the attendant?
I should do what?
Can you please help me unmute the participants?
Okay, just give me 1 sec. I don't know. Let me check this.
I think we have to unmute ourselves.
See?
You can hear me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering.
They are unmute now. They are unmute now. So I will call on Margaret Issa. Please, can you go on with your question?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
My name is Margaret Issa, and my question is about the social scholarship. It's like on the form that was sent on the group, it said something about those that already have other scholarships. Currently, I'm in Morocco and I'm under like a scholarship, but I have just a year left. And I don't know if once I apply, I'm still eligible to apply for maybe a scholarship when I get to UMPs.
Okay, thank you for your question. Yeboah, can you please answer that?
I'm sorry. What's the question again?
So she asked that she's currently in Morocco and she's benefiting from her scholarship already. And we should still be able to.
Sorry for the interruption. I think the best person to answer is Roya, being that he was in Morocco before UMC.
Okay.
So for that, like I said, we advise everyone to be open with everything. So through my case, when I did the application, I was also on that scholarship, but then I also had 1 year left. So I did write it there, and then they texted me. They're like, they see I have a scholarship and everything. I should give them the details, and so I give them the details. But then in the letter, I explained to them that it's ending by the time my first semester is going to end. So that was the explanation I gave to them. And so based on the explanation, they just let me continue, just give me the scholarship. So I think this should not be a problem. But then you just have to explain it well in your letter that this is the scholarship is going to end at this time. Probably it might just be a departmental stuff because it was my department that actually contacted me about that. So you just have to explain well in the letter because they will definitely contact you. You have to just explain it well.
Okay. So it has to be well explained why your letter. So you have it's because you'll be contacted and you explain what scholarship you're under and when it's going to expire, when it's going to run out. So for you to be eligible to get an UM6P scholarship. I believe that's answered the question that Madam, I don't know, I can't see the name anymore. If you're still on the call, I believe your question has been.
Yes, my
she's-
question has.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you so much. My question has
Thank
been
you.
answered.
Thank you so much. So I'll be calling on Mo. Mo, can you please unmute your mic and ask your question?
All right. Thank you very much. So my question, I believe that Scholar Christiana has actually talked about something like that earlier. I've been trying to fill the form, and under the baccalaureate information, I believe it's for high school information, but then it has graduation year, and it doesn't have my graduation year. I think the year stopped at 2015, 2016, and I graduated school in 2011.
Oh, okay, okay. Is that your question? Is that all?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's no big deal at all. Actually, on the portal, you have to select the year that is mostly close to the year you finished. So, for example, if you see 2017 as the year that is the closest to the year you finished, you have to make sure you select 2017. There's no problem with that, and then the school admission team will recognize the fact that you finished 2011 and you selected 2017. So is that okay by you, Mo?
Yes. So I also wanted to ask the grading system and the average grade for, because it's WAEC, right? I'm using, and I believe that most Nigerians will be using WAEC or NECO. How does one do that calculation?
Okay, yeah, about the grading system, there's a document we forward to the, I believe you're on the WhatsApp, group. So there's the document that contains the grading system that I will forward after this call to the group that each and everybody will see and how the grading system works and how they can apply this to any certificate they are going to tender on the portal. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. So now I'll be calling on Anderson to ask a question. Hello, Anderson.
Marshall, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Anderson.
Thank you for.
Can go ahead with your
I don't know if
question.
if I can ask some series of questions. I don't know. My questions are general questions, and I'm sure most persons would be having a little bit of these questions in their mind. And I think some of the questions arise from what Nwokocha said. First, I want to know, because on my end here, Nigerian schools do have this policy of not sending transcript. They don't give students transcripts. They send it officially, whether it's abroad, they send it to the school you're applying for. Now, we are required to, input our transcript while applying online. So how do we get that? Is it possible how do we get transcript when schools refuse giving transcripts? I graduated in 2023 and I've gone to my school for transcript. They said they have to forward it to whichever institution I'm applying for. That's the first question.
Okay. Can you just ask, just be fast with the questions and ask every question you'd like to ask now, because we have already passed the time we're supposed to end this call. So just for the purpose of questions, that's why I'm saying.
The second question is about documentation. I don't know the documents required. Nwokocha just talked about some document that will be needing legal appendage from the court, like stamp and other signatures. I don't. That's the second question.
So is that all? Are those your questions? So I will start from the question number 2. So the document about notarizing the document, it's not now. you have to be given you have to pass through the stages before you be asked to legalize your documents. So you just have to submit every document required on the portal now. So after then, you have to and you'll be called for exams, be called for interview. So it will be after those stages you'll be asked to tender your legalized documents and submit them on the portal. So you have to wait till that time. It's not now. And about your question, your first question, we asked candidate to attend to that. Candidate, please can you answer the first question?
Yeah, though this issue seems quite peculiar because we hardly have students with such this thing in the time past. So if your school sends transcript through email, I can provide you email address where they can forward the transcript to. That answers it.
Okay.
I think what he was asking specifically is that he does not have access. He has not gotten his transcript and he doesn't know what to put there. So usually, if you've not gotten your transcript, you compile your results. I believe you must have gotten your results from 100 level to final year. Combine all of it in one document and upload it as your transcript, and then put your grades for each of the year. If you look at the first video we did for this year on this admission circle, you'll see where all of this is explained. Thank you.
Okay. So have your questions been answered, please?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate
that. Sorry, I wanted to add something to that, if it's okay, if you don't mind. So another thing he could do is maybe where he works, if he works currently, or an office that he knows someone there, you could actually put the address and they send the transcript to that office or to his workplace, and then he goes to pick it up there. Or he can maybe as a lecturer that he's close to, then he asks for the transcript to be delivered to that lecturer in that same school, and then he goes pick it up from there and he uses it. That's also possible.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you so much for your contribution. Now I'll be calling on Issa Abdul to ask their question.
Thank you. Good evening. My question is very short. For those of us that have submitted our application and yet to take the exams and are also looking forward to the excellent scholarship, do you have like starter packs or past questions or something we can use to prepare for these exams?
Okay. Actually, you will be sent a message or letter if you pass the screening stage, which is the document submission stage. So after then, we are going to organize another webinar to take the applicants through what they need to know, what they need to do regarding the exams they are going to take. So you just have to wait till that time. Thank you. So now I'll call on Boluwatife to ask a question. Boluwatife, please ask your question. Hello, Boluwatife. Hello, Boluwatife. So I think she's not available at the moment. So this will be the last question I'll be taking on this call today. We call on Umar Tijani to ask their question.
Okay, thank you for this wonderful session. So my question is that, so since we have already submitted an application, can we move to the scholarship hunting, or we can wait till when the university shortlisted us as a candidate for the taking exams?
Okay, thank you for your question. As candidate has said earlier, so the requirement for you to be given the scholarship is admission. You have to be admitted before you apply for any scholarship. So without admission, you cannot apply for a scholarship. So have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. So instead of, can we wait now so that we could just continue sleeping? because I don't want to see like when I finish the application now, I just wait and see. So, or I can just go and explore some opportunities like the one that I asked you, like when I go and explore another like excellent scholarship, social scholarship, and how did the requirement it is before I'm coming for the application.
If you're talking about exploring, I don't know, like, do you mean navigating through the sites and checking for more information about the scholarship? Because, you know, as I just said now, the scholarship, you have to wait to gain admission before you apply for scholarship. So the only thing you can do now is if you have submitted your documents on the portal and you have submitted all the necessary documents required for, the only thing you can do now is just to, you know, check the portal and see other things you could check and you could know about before the results of the screening is being shared. So you cannot apply for your scholarship yet. You have to wait after you are communicated to about your screening. Do you understand, Mr. Umar Tijani?
Yes, I understand. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you so much, everybody, for this wonderful session. We greatly appreciate our speakers for today's session. Scholar Christiana, thank you for coming out of your busy schedule to attend this session. And Yegua, I appreciate you too. And also Wuya, thank you, Maoga. Ugadi, I cite you too. Thank you so much. And sending a special appreciation to our participants that attend this meeting. Thank you so much. And we are going to see soon. Also to the planning committee, the members of the planning committee, I send my special shout out to you guys. And we have Popobola, Constance, and our speakers that we have on the webinar today. Thank you so much, guys. So I'm going to end the call now. See you some other time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
So if we still have any other questions to ask, we can ask on the in the WhatsApp community group. So our scholars will be there to attend to you guys. Thank you so much for your time.